Welcome to the new TMZ Live, where we bring you inside our newsroom as our staff chases down today's stories in real time.
Welcome to TMZ Live. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have married their lives together. They're not actually married, but it is very clear from this 2-hour podcast that they did together, where she announced her new album on the New Heights podcast. It was very clear. The album is one thing, but the other thing that was very clear is how much they have completely enmeshed their lives, and how much time they're spending together and how much they share every huge moment in each of their lives together. There was one moment in particular that was very emotional for Taylor Swift, but also revealed a lot about how Travis Kelce spends his downtime. So she was talking about the moment when she found out that this was back in May, when she found out that she was getting her entire catalog back, that she was able to make this purchase from the group that had owned her catalog. And she got a phone call, got the news, and wanted to share it immediately with Travis. This is interesting not only because of her reaction, but Travis's as well. Check this out from the New Heights podcast.
I get a call from my mom, and she's like, you got your music. Yeah. And so sorry that it's literally been so long since this happened. It's every time I talk about it. She was like, you got your music. And I just very dramatically hit the floor, for real. Honestly, just started
been a long time coming.
Bawling my eyes out. I knock on the door. He's playing video games. And I'm trying to say it in a normal way. And I'm just like, Travis!
I'm like, oh no, what just happened? What just happened?
And he puts his headset down. He's like, guys, gotta go. And I think he thought something was wrong. And you come up and I'm just like, I got all my music back. And then just start absolutely heaving.
Just dead
crying.
weight. Just dead weight.
It was very telling.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he's playing video games is hilarious.
But you know what? He was very respectful. He stopped the game immediately. Guys, I gotta go.
Yes,
and
glad he did
you could
that.
tell that there was something that was really important to her. I don't know. They didn't say it. They didn't say it outright that they are living together, but the number of times that they talked about these big moments and that they were together in a house somewhere.
It makes you think that they are living together, which is a really big deal because she's got so many places she has to be. She's always busy. He's always busy. But to have a home base together shows you how serious they really are.
Yeah, that the relationship is very clear. If there were any people, and I don't know that there were any left, who thought that this wasn't a real relationship, but that is out the window. It's very clear. The only question now is, when are they getting engaged? Are they already engaged and they're just keeping it secret? There was a part of me that felt like, as this thing went on, that at the end of it, they were just going to go, oh, by the way, that didn't happen.
Yeah, and be like, oh, show the ring.
Yeah.
Or address it in some kind of manner.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
They didn't bring it up at all. Jason didn't even ask. I thought Jason would be like, are you guys thinking about it?
Yeah.
So they, by the way, was record-setting by some numbers. I saw that there were 2 million people who have watched it in the first 12 hours.
And it even crashed at one point because everyone was trying to access and see it. So they broke the internet.
So obviously the large majority of those numbers are probably Taylor's fans.
Swifties.
But you gotta remember that Jason and Travis Kelce have an audience of their own, and they tend to be diehard sports fans. There was something for them as well. And they talked about introduction to football.
Yeah.
And what she's learned.
She actually said on the first date with Travis Kelce, she asked him what it was like to line up against his big brother during the Super Bowl they played on. And obviously, if you're a fan of sports or a fan of football, you know that's just logistically impossible, right?
I know that, you know that, Edward, but actually, and I discovered this morning, there are a lot of people who don't know that because they don't understand the how that football works that way.
And it went even deeper than that. She said she didn't know what a tight end was. She didn't know what a first down was. She didn't know what the chain gang was. I mean, this was, it was like literally no knowledge of football. She actually said she thought that Josh Allen, who's a quarterback for the Bills, and Jared Goff, a quarterback for the Lions, faced off and they just like rumbled against each other, and that was how football was played. Like, she had no knowledge of the sport prior to Travis.
Darien, Nashville. I think I speak for many fans when I say that we knew back in 2019 that it was really hard when Taylor lost the opportunity to purchase her master's, but to see her talk about that experience, especially hearing the news from her own mom and breaking down and crying on the podcast, was a whole nother eye-opening experience. And I know that we're all celebrating alongside with Taylor today.
Yeah, there's a lot to celebrate if you're a Taylor fan. And I think a lot of some of the people who were haters of their relationship, you can say they got sappy or whatever, but, you know, it seemed genuine and it was cool. I want to play, there's one more bite, because this is the moment where she talks about when they first got together, and that, you know, he went on on their podcast and he said, I really want to meet her, and he was upset that he didn't get to meet her at a meet and greet. And that actually meant a lot to Taylor, as it turns out.
This kind of felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox just being like, I want to date you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a date with me? I made you a friendship bracelet. Do you want to date me?
Just come outside and meet me. Just meet me once. Just give me a chance.
So I was like, if this guy isn't crazy, which is a big if, this is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was a teenager. Yeah. It was wild, but it worked. I'm glad it worked. I'm just circling back to New Heights to say thank you for this. Yes. Look at this.
I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, boy.
I love them.
So one quick correction before we wrap it up here. That actually is not, she's referring to the movie Say Anything, which is a Cameron Crowe movie. It is not John Hughes, but you get the sentiment. Well, Hunter Biden may be facing a $1 billion lawsuit from the First Lady. Melania Trump is threatening to sue him for that enormous amount because of something he said on a YouTube series called Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan. And earlier this month, August 5th, he did an interview where he talked about how President Trump met Melania, and he repeated something that he says he read from the author Michael Wolff, which was that an allegation that it was Jeffrey Epstein who introduced Donald Trump and Melania. Obviously, we've all seen the photos of them hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. But to say that that Jeffrey Epstein introduced them was a step too far for the First Lady. So Michael Wolff made his comments in a Daily Beast interview. The First Lady sent them a threatening letter, and they did actually take down that interview with Michael Wolff. So now she's threatening Hunter Biden. What we're going to show you here is Hunter Biden with Andrew Callahan now after he's received this threat of the lawsuit. This is his response to that.
I've got $1 billion document in my hands because Mrs. Trump is seeking $1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
That's not going to happen.
Wow. That is a very defiant and perhaps a very expensive
yeah, well, I don't know if she's going to get $1 billion from Hunter Biden.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But
it's interesting, though, Charles, because this now comes out, but the letter was sent a week or so ago, and the deadline has actually passed. So that's the thing with making a threat. I mean, you better back it up if you're going to threaten to do something.
He's called her bluff.
Right. So now what do they do?
Here's the thing, and I think this is the calculus that Hunter Biden was going through. She's not going to sue.
Right, I agree.
Because if she does, well, now that opens up a whole process where he's going to want all these documents.
Right.
And she doesn't want to go down that road, most likely.
Even documents.
And certainly her husband doesn't want him going down, down that road.
Right, I agree with you with the documents. But just it being talked about all the time, does he really want to drag Jeffrey Epstein back into the headlines?
He has done everything he can for the last 2 months
Right.
to try and distract from the Jeffrey
I
Epstein
agree.
case and the file and the releasing of things. So now to fire off a lawsuit?
I agree. It's
very, very unlikely.
I'm Suzanne Roxanne. I'm in New Mexico. And my first reaction to this was actually, I'm just surprised that Melania, it got under her skin so much, because I don't think anyone on either side of the political spectrum takes Hunter Biden very seriously. I also don't think there's going to be a defamation lawsuit, but there have been a lot of high profile defamation lawsuits. So you never know. But what I think we're seeing here is it really got under Melania's skin.
Yeah, obviously it did to send that threat. And look, it doesn't hurt to send a threatening letter. Maybe you get them to take it down. But if they don't, it does make you look a little foolish. And that's the risk you take when you send these letters.
Coming up.
Priscilla Presley has been accused now of essentially killing her daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, just so Priscilla could gain control of the Elvis Presley estate and Graceland. This is an outrageous allegation that has been made in a lawsuit against Priscilla.
Be right back.
Priscilla Presley, Elvis Presley's widow, has been accused now of essentially killing her daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, just so Priscilla could gain control of the Elvis Presley estate and Graceland. This is a outrageous allegation that has been made in a lawsuit against Priscilla. And now some of her former business partners claim that when Lisa Marie suffered her cardiac arrest and she was in the hospital and she was on life support, essentially, they claim that Priscilla turned off life support early just so she would end up being, because there was a legal battle going on about who actually will control the Elvis estate. And they are claiming that Priscilla made this move to win that battle, basically.
The allegation is staggering, right? What they are saying in this lawsuit, this is someone named Brigitte Cruz and Kevin Fialco, and they've been in disputes with Priscilla for a long time, and it's been going back and forth. But what they say is Priscilla caught wind that Lisa Marie was planning to oust her from the trust and isolate her and take control of Graceland. When Priscilla caught wind of this, upon admission into the hospital with Lisa Marie, she basically took advantage of the situation, according to this, and pulled the plug just hours after Lisa Marie there. The insinuation being that Lisa Marie might have been saved or been on life support for a longer period of time, but Priscilla saw an opportunity. They say just a week after Lisa Marie died, but before her funeral, Priscilla made a comment where she said, "I'm the queen now, I control Graceland," something to that effect. Now, I have to say, I see a lot of these lawsuits, and
that is a staggering, if it were true, obviously that is a staggering thing, and it is a staggering allegation to make if it's not true.
Priscilla's attorney says this is wild. This is a fabricated lie.
Yes, her attorney, Marty Singer, told us this in reaction to this lawsuit. "This is nothing more than a sad and vicious attempt to falsely tarnish the reputation of an 80-year-old woman. Accusing a grieving mother of contributing to her daughter's death is not savvy advocacy. It is malicious character assassination and should be broadly condemned. These fabricated claims have absolutely no validity." And the allegation goes a little even further. They said that she intentionally turned off life support before Lisa Marie's daughter, Riley Keough, could arrive at the hospital because she knew that Riley wouldn't let it happen. And by the way, they also say that Lisa Marie had signed a directive to get life-saving measures.
Yes, and so, I have to say, like, if you don't have the goods on something like this, it does seem quite vicious to me, and
I would
have to say, we don't know.
If they don't have the goods, I would fully expect Priscilla to file a lawsuit.
And one reason you have to question this is this happened a year, in 2023, Lisa Marie passed away. Right. So now for this allegation to come out, which is wild and says that Priscilla might have pulled the plug. Well, where was this before you guys got into a legal dispute? That's why my antenna go up and sort of question it.
Right. Hi, I'm Jules from Long Beach. This is just hard to believe as a mom that she would do this. It just seems like it's horrific. Like, what type of mother would do this? And I hope that she's happy now that she got what she got.
Yeah, by the way, Riley thinks it's disgusting as well. She told us that she stands with her grandmother and does not believe anything that is in this lawsuit. You guys know Josh Flagg from Million Dollar Listing, big time realtor here in Hollywood. Well, Josh Flagg had a big $5 million deal this week that someone that he decided, or someone in his office decided, to share on social media. Here's the problem. That's the $5 million property. It is in Malibu, and it is one of the homes that was burned out in the fires earlier this year. So the Post said Pacific Coast Highway, Malibu sold for $5 million. Josh represented the seller who just sold it. So you can imagine the comments were not kind at all, and that people felt this was incredibly insensitive, that there were so many people left displaced by those fires to be celebrating this $5 million deal. Just did not sit well with a lot of people who saw this post that went up on Tuesday. Josh has an explanation for what happened here, and I want to let's get into what his explanation was, and then I want to say that there's a positive reason. I don't think this is all bad what he did. I get that it is horrible optics.
Yeah.
But tell us, what was Josh's...
Basically what he's saying is, which it makes total sense. He's a big realtor, he's busy. So he's saying he has a marketing team that, oversees his social media. So when he was on a flight, they couldn't get approval from him, so they just felt it was fine to put this up. He says he's a bit annoyed that people are attacking his character because he's helped a lot of people in these fire zones. Melissa Rivers is one of his good friends. He actually put me on the phone with Melissa yesterday, and she's like, within hours, Josh was like, oh my God, I have a house you can stay at that I'm not using, because her house was damaged in the fire. But yeah, he's basically blaming his marketing team, saying, listen, they put this up, it wasn't my approval. He's since taken down the post. And then, yeah, he goes into the fact that, he's gone on all these news networks in the last several months since the fires, saying he doesn't agree in, some of the permitting laws that they're putting in place. Right. These people should be able to rebuild right away. They've got to go through all these, hurdles to now rebuild their homes. So he's been very vocal about the rebuilding process in Malibu, and he thinks it should be happening a lot quicker than it is.
Right. So he's in this. He's not just some guy like swooped in, made a $5 million deal, and is celebrating it, and he's out he's working with the people who have been victims here.
Hi, my name is Laura. I'm calling in from Houston, Texas. Yeah, I think it's very unfortunate that his marketing team chose to go with those devastating photos. But however, like you said, he is supporting those Malibu residents by helping them sell their homes. So we got to move forward.
Yeah, a lot of times, you can get insurance money and you can wait and hope that you can rebuild something, or maybe you can't afford to do that. And the best thing is to sell the lot that you have, get as much money as you can, and move on. And clearly, that's what Josh has helped at least this family do.
Coming up,
Angela White, formerly known as Black China, is here to talk about a couple of big milestones in your life.
Yes.
One of them being your new movie, More Immediately, this 30-day sobriety challenge.
September 14th will be 3 years of my sobriety.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too.
Did you just say, look at the water? I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. TMZ. Welcome back to TMZ Live. I have I don't want to insult Harvey too much, but a far better looking co-host with me for this particular segment. Angela White, formerly known as Black China, is here to talk about a couple of big milestones in your life.
Yes.
One of them being your new movie that is coming out, and a very intense role that you are playing, but also more immediately, this challenge that you have, a 30-day sobriety challenge. You have been sober now almost 3 years, right?
Almost 3 years. September 14th will be 3 years of my sobriety.
That's congratulations.
Thank you.
You get congratulations even if you haven't gotten to 3 years. To be to this point is a big accomplishment.
Thank you.
What was the reason when you decided that you were going to go sober? What was the reason that you made that decision?
It wasn't a reason. Of course, it was a reason for me to get sober. I needed to better my life, and being once I got baptized and I started to feel the convictions, because it's not just you get baptized and then you just live your life. You have to read the Bible, and I really started to reflect and see, like, okay, I'm not okay and I'm not healed. And once Jesus delivered me, because I got delivered from alcohol. Because a lot of people, once they do start their sobriety journey, which they will, like, you'll see, like, okay, now it takes you, but also too, it takes your spirituality to get you all the way through it.
You now have this 30-day challenge.
Yes.
Explain what that is about and how you think it can help people, because a lot of people struggle with this, drinking every day, and have actually been diagnosed with alcoholism. How do you get started down the road to sobriety?
With sobriety, the first thing you have to do is take accountability for yourself and sit yourself in solitude, because a lot of times when it's too much noise, you really can't really hear the inner voice that's inside of you. And with the 30-day sobriety challenge, it's tasks that's in there, it's scriptures that's also in there that's going to really help you dive deep and see what it is. Because a lot of times we do things and we don't know exactly what the triggers are. Because we have triggers, but what are the coping mechanisms that you can do to overcome that? And I know within my 30-day challenge that people will find it.
And so during the challenge, are you going to be posting stuff? Are you going to be sort of coaching people?
Yes, I'm going to be it's a daily post that is on IamAngelaWhite.com. And also, too, it's my journal. So they get an insight of really who I am, too, so that they can see maybe some of the similarities within themselves, which I hope we might have some things that's like kind of similar.
I don't
relatable.
Know. Yeah.
Some things.
I don't know if people have quite the wildness that you had in their past, but everybody has something.
Oh, some people have some. Oh, so you don't have no wildness?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I didn't say that. I meant some people out there.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna start the challenge too?
Let's move on to your movie. Because I would imagine that your sobriety is part of the thing that got you to this point.
Yes.
You've done acting before, but from what I've seen, it's largely been not such heavy drama as this movie, Pardon Me, the Bevelyn B. Williams story, which is about a woman who was convicted for harassing, basically, and targeting abortion clinics.
Yes.
So you are playing Bevelyn.
Yes, my agent reached out to me, and when she reached out to me, I told her absolutely I love the Bevelyn Williams story. I loved everything that she was standing for, and I feel as though whatever in this world that you stand for, and if it's positive with you and it's bringing positivity, then be for it. And it's a Christian-based movie, so I was like, this is right up my alley. It's not too far off, and I'm just happy that I was able to share her story and really meet her and just talk to her and get to know her.
And she was convicted, but was eventually pardoned just earlier this year by President Trump.
Yes.
You actually met with her before filming?
Not before. We've talked on the phone a few times, but then on set, I was actually able to meet with her.
Is that intimidating to even speak to someone before you are going to play them, knowing that they are going to be watching this?
No, you know what? She actually was on set too. She was on set the whole entire time, so it made me feel really comfortable. And I would talk to her and ask her certain things, and I'm like, Bevelyn, was that good? And she's like, yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm like, oh. I just felt the energy, I felt the love, and I had God on my side, so.
You know that there are going to be people who this movie it's a topic that is very polarizing, and that there will be people who don't agree with the message, don't agree with what Bevelyn was doing. Why would you recommend they see this movie?
I feel like everybody should watch the movie. I don't see why not. I feel like sometimes we look at things in a different light, look at it from somebody else's view. We're gonna start streaming it tomorrow, and we're waiting for the theaters.
Okay.
So we're waiting for that. Also, too, let me plug that in. It is watchpardonme.com.
Watchpardonme.com is where you can stream the film.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I tell you something? How has your sobriety affected being a mom?
How has it affected me and a mom? In every way, in every way. But I will say with the binging, it was, when the kids were gone, it was up.
Right.
So to them, it's the same, but for me internally, because I know, like, I'm just way more aware. I don't have a nanny, I'm doing it by myself, and I'm just really, really, really focusing on myself and the kids, and that's really it.
You look amazing, and
Thank you.
clearly feel amazing.
Thank
so
you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you want to, join the 30-day challenge,
If
you
you
can
want
do
to,
that.
you guys, if you're looking to get sober, come join me in my challenge. It's my 30-day countdown to my 3 years of sobriety. Go to IamAngelaWhite.com for more details. And thank y'all. And I love you guys.
Excellent.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. We're really happy that you came in, Angela.
Me too.
All right.
Coming up.
Kim Kardashian may be involved in solving a crime or a mystery that has been unsolved for, 27 years now. It's the case of Amy Bradley, and now seems to be taking steps to try and help the family solve the mystery of Amy.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Kim Kardashian may be involved in solving a crime or a mystery that has been unsolved for, 27 years now. It's the case of Amy Bradley, and if you've seen this special on Netflix, a documentary about Amy Bradley and the fact that she went missing off of a cruise ship back in 1998, a cruise ship that was in the Caribbean near Aruba, and she has been, like I said, been missing all this time, but her family firmly believes that she may be alive still. Kim and Khloe were watching this series, and actually Kim posted a photo of herself watching it, and it has generated, she is clearly very interested in this, and now seems to be taking steps to try and help the family solve the mystery of Amy.
Yeah, so much so that I'm being told that Khloe and Kim had a conversation on the phone with Amy Bradley's mom, Iva, last Thursday, and it was like an hour-long call. I'm told that they discussed everything about the challenges in the case, where the case stands now, and Khloe and Kim kept zeroing in on the revelation that was revealed in the documentary, which is there's some IP address in Barbados that keeps showing and popping up on the website, on the Amy Bradley website, and whoever is behind this IP address is particularly interested in nostalgic things. Like, they posted a photo of Amy's old car on the website, and the IP address keeps looking at certain things that maybe Amy Bradley herself would be interested in.
That's what they think, is that for someone to be looking at these particular photos repeatedly, I mean, their hope is that it is actually Amy who is looking. So what are Kim and Khloe hoping they can do here?
So that's kind of where the call ended. Kim and Khloe said, look, we appreciate your time. We're going to brainstorm to figure out how we can, help this situation, how we can help find her. So it's unclear exactly what they're going to do. They're going to reconnect, in the future. Right. But just them even getting involved and showing interest in the case is already getting other people interested. And the family believes that the Kardashians can really help encourage somebody to come forward that has information that maybe has been hesitant to reveal in the past.
Yeah.
Antoine, Houston. I know a lot of people like to give the Kardashians a hard time just based off of who they are. But as far as from what I've seen from Kim, when she puts her mind to something, she really gets it done. So she might be the right person to help them find their daughter. I've seen a lot of people online saying they might have been doing it for clout or for a storyline for their show, but they could just genuinely want to help.
Yeah, I think in this case they want to help. This was not something they did with cameras, so not something for their show. So Health and Human Services Secretary, RFK Jr., He's made a lot of decisions about policies that have been controversial in his time in the cabinet. But his latest announcement, I don't think he's going to get a lot of pushback because he is recommending that all Americans get out and hike. Think of it as it's a different version of MAHA, Make America Hike Again, which who's going to complain about that, right? Well, he posted a video encouraging people to do this in one of the most beautiful places in the country. If you've never been, he was in the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs with a buddy of his, and this is their message.
A buddy of his is Dr. Oz.
Move a muscle, change a thought. If you want to change a bad mood, if you want to get out of your loneliness, this trap of loneliness, go out for a walk. And better yet, when I go out for a walk, I always try to take a friend.
Big news. You walk 15 minutes a day, you save the country $100 billion in health expenses. You also, work better. You're present when you're with your friends. And the best part is you can make new friends like our mule deer running away out there.
Kind of cringy ending, but it's a positive message.
It's a very positive
message. I think it's a very
message.
positive message. Obviously, Dr. Oz, what is his title? He's the Medicaid and Medicare chief. So he's also obviously in the country's healthcare government.
For a couple of guys who certainly have been controversial, this is not, but I will say if you watch the full video,
the controversial thing is
a little cringe, is that he's hiking and he's climbing rocks in jeans.
That's his thing though. We saw him, wasn't he at Gold's Gym working out in jeans? Like he's always wearing jeans.
He works out in jeans, he goes swimming in jeans.
Yeah, I think that's just his thing, but people are making fun of him, but he's 71 years old. Dr. Oz is 65. They both look pretty good. Honestly, they're getting around pretty well for their age.
They're in great shape. I would suggest get out and walk for 15 minutes. I would love to know the math, though, on that $100 billion.
I don't know where they got that
$100
figure,
billion.
But it is nice to go out for a nice little walk.
Regardless of the $100 billion, go out for a walk. Not you. You got work to do.
Yeah, clearly.
Randella, Nashville, Tennessee. So hiking in jeans, that's a really bold choice. But I don't know why I'm surprised, because this is the same guy that was on a plane barefoot. So
yeah, he had shoes on. So there's that. You just got to get out of the jeans every now and then.
Coming up.
This is absolutely a story of David and Goliath. Mattel, they're the Goliath, and the David is a guy named Ken Biberaj, has a podcast that is called Coffee with Ken. Mattel is now threatening to sue Ken.
People really just confuse us, right? Like every time somebody looks at me, they just assume it's Ryan Gosling.
Be right back.
So this is absolutely a story of David and Goliath, of a corporation, a massive corporation, trying to shut down the little guy. But do they have a case? So what we're talking about here is Mattel, they're the Goliath, and in this case, the David is a guy named Ken. Ken Biberaj has a podcast that is called Coffee with Ken, and it has nothing to do with Barbie, has nothing to do with Ken dolls or toys. In fact, it's a podcast where he talks to like government officials, CEOs, entrepreneurs, no toys. But Mattel is now threatening to shut down his podcast, threatening to sue Ken because they feel that Coffee with Ken is infringing on their trademark for the Ken doll. How in the world is this even really a case? It is. And the man who's dealing with it, as I said, is Ken Biberaj, the host of Coffee with Ken, and he is joining us right now. Ken, welcome to TMZ Live.
Well, Charles, so great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. How did Mattel reach out to you? When did they reach out to you, and why? You must have thought this was a joke when you were reading it.
Yeah, it's all pretty surreal, right? So we started coffeewithken.com as a podcast thought leadership series at the beginning of the pandemic, about 5 years ago. And we take it really seriously. We've hosted governors and CEOs and cultural leaders, the Apollo Theater, and we thought it'd be a great idea to have a trademark for Coffee with Ken because we're taking this pretty seriously. And when we filed the trademark, we got preliminarily approved by the trademark office. And on the last day of potential objection, Mattel came out of nowhere and objected to us registering the trademark because they thought Ken should be theirs and theirs alone, and that we shouldn't be able to register our podcast on it. So really, it's a trademark dispute where they think they should control and own anything related to the name Ken, which, Ken's a special name. I'm excited to be named Ken, but there's like 750,000 Kens in America, and this idea that a big company could just swoop down and stop us is kind of shocking. I didn't believe it at first, and you go through this cycle of grief of like, oh my God, I should just give up. And then we kind of dusted ourselves off. We looked at the case, and it really doesn't feel like they have merit. It feels like true overreaching, that they're pushing the limits, and they're just trying to kind of box us out and intimidate us. And we're excited by what we created, and we're going to keep having coffee and keep having conversations.
And you're not going to change your name, I take it either. So.
Not yet. No.
So one of the things that they pointed out in their objection is that Mattel does have a Ken barista doll, and you are doing coffee with Ken. You might confuse the marketplace.
I was willing to agree to lose the man bun in exchange for them backing off of this. But yeah, when you read the filing, it was pretty shocking, right? Yes, Ken and Barbie is popular, and the movie made Ken even more popular, but Ken wasn't that popular as it relates to Barbie beforehand, right? He was kind of an afterthought. But we've been doing this for 5 years now. And this idea that because they had a barista Ken, it would cause confusion in the market, right? Like, it just doesn't even pass a smell test, right? Like, I don't think anyone I've ever interviewed has logged on or watched or participated because they thought it was a Barbie doll, right? Like, it's a pretty obvious thing that we're doing a pretty sophisticated series here. We're interviewing pretty important folks and talking about big issues. We're talking about things from mental health to military families to national security, right? Like, we're leaning into this idea of like sitting down, having a cup of coffee, and having conversation. We've done in-person events at the White House Historical Society, at the Library of Congress, on main stage at the Social Innovation Summit with Governor Pritzker, right? So we're doing things in person and bringing people together. So it's an amazing thing. We're excited what we've created, and hopefully, Mattel just backs off and just lets us do what we're doing.
Yeah, it is possible, I hope this is the case, that this is just one of those things that their lawyers just automatically file without even knowing, especially you said it was on the day of the deadline, and so they just wanted to get something in there. I would hope that they're going to back down. Ken, I don't know how old you are. I'm not going to ask, but are you prepared to get proof from your parents that they did not name you after the doll? Because if there's some evidence that they did actually name you, they were inspired by the doll, they might have a case here.
When my family immigrated from Albania, I don't think the first thing they thought was like, we should name our kids after dolls. Hopefully this is something we could just kind of move past. I'd love to interview the CEO of Mattel or Ryan Gosling or Barbie. Let's move on. Let's come together. Let's have a cup of coffee. We could work this out.
Yeah, God forbid you ever want to interview Ryan Gosling. That would probably be an issue for them.
The challenging thing, Charles, is people really just confuse us, right? Like, every time somebody looks at me, they just assume it's Ryan Gosling, right?
I see it. I definitely see it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ken, thank you so much for being with us. Wish you the best. Wish you the best going forward with Coffee with Ken. I don't see how this is actually going to be a thing, but if it is, let us know. We'll stay on top of it.
Well, I appreciate it, Charles. Good to see you. Thanks for having us on. CoffeeWithKen.com.
All right, thanks. Coming up. The claim from Wendy Williams' guardianship that she is indeed suffering from dementia. This is what they came out and said, that this was the results that they got back from the medical evaluation that she went through. Well, that claim is not sitting well with Wendy or her attorney, Joe Tacopina.
Be right back.
The claim from Wendy Williams' guardianship that she is indeed suffering from dementia. This is what they came out and said, that this was the results that they got back from the medical evaluation that she went through. Well, that claim is not sitting well with Wendy or her attorney, Joe Tacopina, who gave us his reaction to these, I say, alleged test results. I believe that there were test results.
Yeah.
What Joe isn't buying is what the actual results were.
He's saying that there's some bias on the part of the other side here.
The Guardian.
The Guardians, because they hired their own doctors to perform the tests, and he's also saying that he and Wendy have not receive the results of those tests, and they deal with Wendy's, cognitive.
Yeah, with what her cognitive abilities are,
Right.
and this is what Joe told us. He said, "Let me be clear: the claim is false and is being spread by a party with a vested interest in keeping Wendy trapped under this excessive and restrictive guardianship." So he didn't say who it is, but you can. It's pretty clear, very thinly veiled, pointing in the direction of the guardianship. More to come from that battle, I'm sure.
Coming up.
So we've got a really sweet video to show you here of Adrien Brody. He found apparently some birds that were displaced from a nest, but he's not the only one looking over these birds.
Be right back.
So we've got a really sweet video to show you here of Adrien Brody doing something really, really nice. Although I hope that there is a happy ending to this. He found apparently some birds that were displaced from a nest, perhaps, and brought them home to nurse them. But he's not the only one looking over these birds. So that's really nice. Right, he's got the syringe out for these 2 baby birds. Is it 2 or 3 in there?
What do you think about that, buddy?
The problem is his cat is taking a whoa, hey. Do not leave those birds unattended, Adrien. That cat is way too interested. Reminds me of Tom and Jerry. Anybody remember Tom and Jerry? No. Where's Harvey when you need him? Where's the old guy when you need him? That's going to do it for us. We'll see you tomorrow.